Occupied France, September 1943. A moonless night near Rouen. An SOE agent crouches in dense brush 30 feet from a German checkpoint. His target, a Gestapo officer who's tortured dozens of resistance members. The officer stands alone, smoking, while his guards patrol the perimeter. He can't use a rifle, too loud. He can't get close enough to a knife. The open ground offers no cover. He raises a weapon that looks like a sawed-off shotgun welded to a massive soup can. He aims at his officer's chest and pulls the trigger. There's no bang, just a muffled thump like someone dropping a heavy book. The officer collapses, dead before he hits the ground. The guards continue their patrol, hearing nothing. The agent breaks open the weapon, extracts the spent shell, and drops the entire gun into a pre-dug hole. Station 9 called it the well-rod shotgun. The weapon had no official designation because it barely existed in records. Fewer than 50 were ever made. Most were destroyed after single use. But in the hands of SOE agents, these disposable shotguns eliminated high-value targets where any other weapon would have failed. This is the story of Britain's most specialized assassination tool, a gun built to fire once and vanish. By 1942, SOE operations had evolved beyond simple sabotage. Churchill wanted ungentlemanly warfare. Targeted killings of Gestapo officers and German commanders whose deaths would cripple occupation infrastructure. But assassination missions faced a persistent problem: the gap between pistol range and rifle range. Pistols required close approach, 10 to 15 feet maximum, which was often impossible against guarded targets. Rifles were effective at distance, but far too loud for clandestine operations. Station 9 needed something that combined a shotgun's stopping power with suppressed pistol silence, that worked at medium range, 20 to 40 feet, where targets were visible but approach was impossible. The solution was radical: a single-shot suppressed shotgun designed as a disposable weapon. One shell, one kill, then destroy it and walk away. But how do you silence a shotgun? The physics seemed impossible. Shotguns are among the loudest firearms. A standard 12-gauge produces approximately 155 decibels, loud enough to cause permanent hearing damage. Conventional suppressors can't handle shotgun shells' enormous gas volumes. Station 9's engineers had to completely reimagine suppressor design to tame a weapon that everyone else considered impossible to silence. The silent shotgun suppressor was absurdly oversized, a cylindrical tube approximately 8 inches long and 3 inches in diameter, dwarfing the 4-inch barrel. The weapon looked comically unbalanced, like someone had welded a coffee can to a sawed-off shotgun. But the massive size was essential. The suppressor contained multiple chambers filled with metal mesh baffles that would capture, cool, and diffuse the enormous gas blast. The internal design used a wet suppressor principle. Before firing, the operator would inject approximately 30 milliliters of water or oil into the suppressor through a small port. When fired, the burning gases would flash boil the liquid, creating steam that absorbed enormous heat energy. This cooling effect, combined with mesh baffles breaking up gas flow, reduced the blast signature to approximately 120 decibels, comparable to a car door slamming. In ambient noise of occupied cities or windy countryside, it was effectively silent beyond 30 yards. The barrel was modified 12-gauge, cut to just 4 inches. This short length reduced accuracy but increased concealability. The breech mechanism was simple break-action design. Flip a lever, the barrel tilts down, load one shell, close it, fire. No magazine, no ability to reload quickly. The weapon was mechanically simpler than most shotguns because it didn't need durability for multiple firings. You won't believe the ammunition customization. Station 9 loaded custom shells with heavy buckshot, 9 pellets of .33 caliber lead. At 20 to 30 feet, this pattern would deliver all 9 pellets into a torso, creating multiple wound channels that guaranteed rapid incapacitation. Shell casings were marked with false manufacturer stamps to prevent identification if recovered. The entire weapon weighed approximately 4 pounds loaded and measured roughly 14 inches total length. It could be broken down into 2 pieces for concealment in a briefcase or large coat. Assembly took perhaps 10 seconds for a trained operator. But the genius was in the disposability. Manufacturing cost was approximately 5 pounds per unit versus 50 pounds for a quality rifle. Station 9 could afford to build weapons meant to be used once and destroyed. Station 9 manufactured approximately 40 to 60 silent shotguns between 1943 and 1944. Exact numbers remain uncertain because production records were deliberately incomplete. These weapons were never officially designated or entered into standard SOE equipment catalogs. They existed in a classification gray area, built in small batches for specific operations, then destroyed after use. Each weapon was hand-built by Station 9's gunsmiths. The suppressor construction required precise welding and baffle alignment to ensure effective gas dispersion. Quality control involved live fire testing with sound measurement to verify each unit achieved target noise reduction. Distribution was extremely limited. Only agents on assignation missions received them, and only when mission parameters matched the weapon's specific capabilities. Medium-range kills requiring silence, single-target elimination where the agent could approach within 40 feet but no closer, and scenarios where the weapon could be disposed of immediately after use. Training was minimal by necessity. Agents received perhaps 30 minutes of instruction: how to assemble the weapon, inject the suppressor liquid, aim at center mass, fire, then immediately disassemble and dispose of components in separate locations. The simplicity was intentional. These were assassination tools for operators who might use them once in their entire deployment. Little did the Germans realize, some of their officers were dying from weapons so specialized they barely existed in British records. Documented uses are rare. Most operations remain classified. But declassified reports reveal several confirmed deployments. In occupied France, an SOE agent used one to eliminate a Gestapo interrogator in Toulouse. The target was walking alone down a narrow street at night. The agent fired from a doorway 25 feet away. The suppressed blast sounded like a distant cough. The Gestapo officer died instantly from multiple buckshot wounds. The agent broke the weapon into pieces and dropped them in 3 separate storm drains. In Belgium, a resistance cell received a silent shotgun to eliminate a collaborationist mayor who'd ordered mass arrests. The mayor attended an evening function at a town hall. A resistance member concealed in an adjacent building fired through an open window from 30 feet. The shot killed the mayor at his desk. Security personnel heard a muffled sound but couldn't identify it as gunfire until they discovered the body minutes later. The psychological impact on German forces was confusion rather than terror. Unlike loud assassinations that clearly signaled attacks, silent shotgun killings seemed mysterious. Officers found dead from wounds that looked like gunshots but with no one hearing gunfire. German investigations struggled to explain how assassins could shoot someone in guarded facilities without alerting nearby personnel. The silent shotgun had severe limitations. The single-shot design meant missing was catastrophic, no second chance if the target survived. The weapon required perfect shot placement and distance estimation. Too far and the buckshot pattern spread too wide. Too close and the agent risked being in the suppressor's audible radius. The wet suppressor mechanism was finicky. If the injection port leaked during carry, the liquid would drain and the suppressor would lose effectiveness. Temperature extremes affected liquid behavior. Freezing conditions could cause ice formation, blocking baffles. Recoil was substantial due to the short barrel and lightweight design, making accuracy difficult. Most critically, the weapon's disposability was both advantage and limitation. It solved the problem of evidence. Destroyed weapons couldn't be traced. But it also meant every use consumed a scarce resource. With fewer than 60 ever manufactured, and most destroyed after single use, the silent shotgun was too rare for widespread deployment. By late 1944, production ceased. The weapons had proven effective for their specific niche, but too specialized for general use. Station 9's resources shifted to other projects. Most surviving silent shotguns were destroyed at war's end to prevent the technology from spreading. The British silent shotgun represents the extreme end of specialized weapon design, a gun built for one specific scenario, optimized so narrowly that it couldn't serve any other purpose. It wasn't meant to win battles or arm armies. It was meant to kill one person once, silently, then disappear forever. And in that incredibly specific role, it was perfect. This disposable assassin's tool reminds us that sometimes the most effective weapons are the most specialized. Station 9 didn't try to build a versatile firearm. They built exactly what was needed for medium-range silent kills and nothing more. The result was a weapon so purpose-built that it existed only long enough to complete its single mission before vanishing from history. For more secret weapons from Britain's Shadow War, subscribe to World War II Weapons now.